Respetable público, lucharán 2 de 3 caídas sin límite de tiempo.
Cada vez que me mira yo me derrito. Pierdo la razón.
Y se ganó, güey.
Sí. Sean bienvenidos a un episodio más de la Cascarita Podcast, programa donde hablamos de fútbol, de todo y de nada. Me presento, yo soy Mickey Mirage, y conmigo como siempre, el guapo.
Todavía, la mera verdad, hasta creo que todavía huelo a chelas.
Hueles a Victoria.
Sí, a Victoria.
Hueles a Victoria.
No a la cerveza. Y con nosotros, desde la esquina de los rudos,
Super Santo.
Yo todavía estoy sangrando, güey, creo.
¿Ah?
Yo todavía estoy sangrando. Estoy sangrando del madrazo que me di en el toro, güey, no mames.
En el toro.
En el toro mecánico.
¿Y luego? Y luego, güey.
Plan con mania, güey.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what, güey? Today is kind of special episode for La Cascarita. I want to say everybody hi, but today is today.
Para todos los que están escuchando en español, por favor, aprieten los subtítulos ahorita porque vamos a hacer nuestro primer episodio en inglés. All right. For everybody, yeah.
English.
We're going to try our best. English is not our first language, but we're going to try our best.
halfway we will switch into German. And
More than likely.
Yeah.
We
And
got it
Korean.
in the podcast.
Yeah, but this is going to be our first try of doing a podcast in English. And we're so glad that you're here with us.
Tom?
We couldn't think of nobody else to be our first guest but you. So today we have Soccer Zombie!
Me llamo Soccer Zombie.
Soccer Zombie.
That's all the Spanish that I know.
Yeah, so what you prefer, Tom or Soccer Zombie?
Either is
Or
fine.
whatever.
Pick one.
Es un zombie.
Pick one. Surprise me.
All right.
Okay, so where does that name come from?
Yeah,
So-
why soccer zombie?
Why Soccer Zombies? So,
Why?
Why? Well, the answer is you may have heard of a goalie named Roman Berkey.
Yes.
Yeah. He's our man behind the pipes. And Florida Noise, before the inaugural season, they put out a call for player chants. And when they made that call, I had just got done working out in Forest Park, and I had the Cranberries song Zombie going on repeat. And when they made that call, I'm like, you know what, this will make a really good chant for someone, because I love the song, it's passionate, and I think it's just very chantable. So I went through the roster of like all of our like forwards and our midfielders, and I'm like, Joao, Klaus, Joao, no, Strack, I mean, that kind of works, but will he play enough? You know, that kind of thing. And he's not a star. Leuven, nah.
No.
And then I finally got to like, wait a second, Berkey, Zombie. That actually works. So I submitted it. I responded to them, I replied, I submitted it, and you know how many dumb ideas I have had in my entire life that just like, you know, people like, oh yeah, that's silly. I thought that was a dumb idea.
Okay, but so you're telling us that you're the creator of that chant?
I am the creator of the chant.
Wow.
I am guilty as charged. They actually took that dumb idea and ran with it.
I love it.
Which one?
He's in your head,
In your head,
Berkey.
So how you give it? How you pass the idea to the Florida Noise?
I just responded to them on Twitter. Back in the day, they had put out a call for the chants, and I just I thought it up, and I just typed it out. You know, Berkey's on, you know, key, sung to the tune of "Zombie" by the Cranberries, and they got a good response. People like not just Florida Noise, but people seemed to like it. But then I didn't hear anything more for a while on that until I think I went to the Sporting Kansas game. I think it was at April or May, and I heard it in this Florida section for the first time, and I'm like, wait a second.
Wait a minute. I know
Wait
that
a
song.
second.
Who's calling for me?
That's my chant. And
They didn't even say thank you or hey.
no, they just
Here's $20.
Or hey, you know what?
You don't make any money because we sing it that song a lot.
You should be
don't have
getting
any
at
time.
least a glass of water. or
I
something.
made some money off of sales of this, so like, you know, that's what I got out of it. But also it's like, you know, you don't you don't have a chance. You know, not everyone gets a chance to carve their own like initials into the legacy of a club like that. You know, so it's like I'm just grateful that people enjoy it. People have fun with it. I've seen other clubs like in England, you know, are starting to use it now, and just like, you know, that's great. You know, that's fine. Let it spread. I mean, if there's one thing that I could contribute to this world, it's a positive chant.
Yeah.
You know. You know.
So that's where your name come from.
Yes.
That's where you got it from, right? From
Yeah, so I wasn't even doing the YouTube thing until after the 2023 season. And so really all that was I was working overnights for a local hospital, and I worked from home, and I was just kind of bored. I was bored. I wanted something to do because my job was very boring and a lot of downtime. I didn't get to socialize with a lot of people because everyone's awake when I'm sleeping, and you know, vice versa. So it's like, you know, this would be kind of a weird social thing to like start, you know, doing YouTube videos on St. Louis City. That's all that was going to be. I was just going to do like St. Louis City content, and that was it. Just a fun thing to do. And if I get like, you know, in a year from now, if I have 100 subscribers, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. So we're in our year 2 and we're almost at 100.
No, we're like 15. No, we're 15. I thought 15, it was 15.
Okay. So that kind of takes care of my first question, because my first question was, what inspired you to start doing content?
Yeah.
So pretty much boredom, pretty much.
Boredom. For the most part, it was boredom, and also just the fact that, you know, I spent 14 years in you know, news journalism, and.
But you like soccer? You play soccer? That's one of the reasons you came up with this too.
So I did grow up playing soccer. Very badly, but I played. I played.
I see that.
That's everybody.
I already saw you in a couple games.
Well, man, you guys are diehards if you're watching CYC ball.
That's the reason I'm not playing.
Yeah. No, I played for Immaculate Conception growing up in Arnold, and I was our starting striker, and I had one goal in my entire career, which they didn't have me as striker because I was a good striker. They had me as striker because I was a terrible defender.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
Yeah, that's how it goes. I am not Henry Kessler. I am not Henry Kessler. I am definitely not Yazio Orozco.
Oh yeah,
I'm definitely not Orozco. I don't have that dog in me. Like
which, talking about him, he scored his first goal last week.
Dude, and what a goal that was!
I know.
Like
the hustle.
Basically, he had the angle that like Santo has to you right now. Yeah. Basically, I mean, it was incredible, and he got named to the top 11 for MLS. I mean,
which I think he also deserved man of the match, if you ask me. Even though Falafel, he played really well.
You know what? All right. So here this is one thing, and I was watching. Interesting, right?
Yeah.
I always get my around 11 o'clock. One of my favorite shows comes. So
which one?
It is
Playboy.
Yeah. Murder She Wrote.
Okay.
Yeah. No, and anyhow, it is these guys from Argentina, and they had the Goal to Goal that's on Fox Argentina.
Okay.
So, and they were talking about, they go through all the leagues, and out of the MLS, that was one of the second, I think the second or third goal that they were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here is one argument. One, he says, I think it was a great shot, but he was saying he used to be a goalkeeper. That goal wouldn't happen if the goalie was actually thinking he's going to shoot. I bet you the scouting, and that was the funny thing, the scouting, they were saying he never shots on left foot.
Okay.
So that's why he was thinking is going to go
to the middle, maybe
to the
for
middle.
A header.
It was just going to put it in there and see if somebody was going to hit it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, during the interview, I was watching some of the interviews. He says, I usually don't shoot with my left, but this time I didn't have any other choice but to shoot with the left.
He gave it a shot.
Because sometimes you just want to put something on the net, and maybe if there's a rebound opportunity, something.
Buscapié, güey.
Yeah. But what I really liked was the hustle. He never let go of that ball.
And that was the
because everybody else did. He let go of that ball, but he didn't.
Yeah, he chased it down. He put it on net. He did what he needed to do, and he did it with his off foot because he is a natural righty.
And did you know his dad was a forward?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was a professional soccer player for Liga MX, and he was a forward.
Interesting.
Interesting. Slash midfielder.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So he had it on his blood. I might be a defender, but he's got it on.
So it's kind of like the reverse of like Emilio Escalina.
You remember Shawn Mendes?
Vaguely.
No?
Yeah.
It is in my blood. Sorry.
Now I remember with those golden pipes, but no, it's like I think of like Emil Jääskeläinen, who's a forward, but his dad was a legendary goalkeeper.
Oh, okay.
You know, for Bolton Wanderers back in the day. So it's like it's just so funny how that kind of works out to where the kid doesn't exactly follow in the dad's footsteps. You know,
Well, they did their own thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So you play Immaculate Conception. That's funny. It's in Arnold. So you grew up in Arnold, Jeffco area.
Yeah, Arnold Jeffco. Yeah,
All right.
yeah. I grew up there. Now, fun fact: I actually was not born in St. Louis. I was born in Tampa, Florida, and I lived there for exactly the first 3 years of my life, and then I moved up to St. Louis.
Okay.
And so, like, I always tell people I'm a St. Louisan. This is
Yeah.
where I grew up. All my memories are here. You know.
Yeah. That's
So,
okay.
so
That's
yeah.
pretty much like me. I was born Chicago, but I only lived there 5 years, and then we moved to Mexico.
Okay.
So when I moved to St. Louis, every time somebody asked me, where you from? Mexico.
Yeah.
That's the same
That's
to
where
me
I grew
too.
up.
I was born in Houston, Texas.
Nice. He's lying.
What are you saying now?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ, man.
I just know something, but you
Look at
didn't.
my little time.
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, but anyways, that's where you create all your memories. So it was here, so you'll feel like you're from here.
Oh,
right?
yeah, absolutely, 100%. This is home.
So how was soccer culture when you were growing up here?
I mean, I was 9 years old when the 1994 World Cup happened, and before that, like, soccer to me was an afterthought. Like, it was something I played, but like, we didn't have MLS. MLS literally started because of the '94 World Cup and the kind of the fever that came from it. But like, you didn't have like all of the European games on TV like we do now. Like, you may have like one game a week on ESPN of like the Premier League, and that's it. Which is why the Premier League is so popular in America, is because that's all we had. Literally, that's something that the English like to get onto us about, because it's like, oh, you guys are glory hunters, watching Man United and a bunch of Liverpool fans, and it's like, well, that's all we had. That is all we
all you
had
guys
growing
knew.
up, So it's like, I'm sorry, we couldn't get into Doncaster Rovers, or
Crystal Palace.
Yeah, exactly. Because we didn't have the ability to watch them.
No, on the other hand is, if you would have told your mom, hey, I'm going to watch Crystal Palace, she would have thought he's going to go to
A strip club. I always thought about that.
That or a hotel full of meth.
That would-
like a Breaking Bad.
In Jeffco, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Former meth capital of the world. It was when I was growing up.
Yeah, because that was one of my impressions when I moved here to St. Louis, that there was no soccer anywhere. And I'm talking about 2006.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, so like I know like the St. Louligans, they got their start in 2010, and they didn't get their start with St. Louis FC. They got started with like, I think, AC St. Louis or something like that.
Atletica.
It was Atletica.
You start with the
Atletica.
hooligans?
Women.
It was Atletica. Okay.
You one of those guys to start with hooligans?
Luligans.
The Lugans. No.
No,
I didn't get back to St. Louis until 2019. So when I worked in
So you missed
Broad-
all that.
Yeah,
That's what I was going to ask you. Did you ever went to St. Louis FC?
I went to one St. Louis FC game in 2019 after I got back. Because when I worked in radio, I lived elsewhere, so I just wasn't home to really support them or get into them. But I went to one game. It was against the Tampa Bay Rowdies, and I still have my Kyle Greig bobblehead from that one. But that's
Well, I had that one too. I think.
More than likely, you were in every single game.
apparently everyone has this Kyle Greig bobblehead. So it's like,
Yeah, there were not that many of us going to the game.
Not me.
Yeah.
But neither one these guys.
No, I had no clue that existed till the very end.
Yeah.
So yeah, till the very end. That's when I noticed.
Yeah, I mean, I knew they existed. It's just that, like,
You were outside.
Yeah, I was outside, and then also, like, I didn't really, like, go head first into soccer really until, admittedly, St. Louis City came about. Because I was a Liverpool supporter since, like, 2007, 2008, because I heard "You'll Never Walk Alone" being sung on YouTube. Like the early days of YouTube.
Yeah.
Someone posted a video of them singing at an Anfield. I'm like, okay, this is hard. This is passion. Be 40,000 fans singing an obscure 60s song together, in unison. I'm like, dude, that this is awesome. But like, we don't have any of that in America, at least not until recently.
Until recently, yeah.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. So how about
Wait,
baseball?
wait,
They don't have that in baseball.
Wait.
No, basically.
Wait. Can you repeat everything in Spanish, please? Just kidding.
me no habla.
No, just kidding.
So, but anyway, so baseball or basketball, they don't have that.
But they just have the one song, "Take Me Out to the Ball." Just that.
Yeah,
one.
that's it. But like
That's
the
it.
baseball by its name,
But Red Sox, they do have Sweet Caroline.
they do,
Right?
they do. But like,
So, but it is not like you have to have it. In
No.
football, it is a different story.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
certain things that it will happen.
I mean,
and then
baseball
become-
by its nature is just very casual. You
Yeah,
know, you
definitely.
go to the game, you sit in your seat, you drink a couple beers,
Have a hot
and
dog.
You just watch time go by basically for 3 hours. You know, maybe occasionally something exciting will happen, but then it's just like you're not there for a high energy time. You're there to
Yeah,
chill,
chill.
sit back, kick back. I mean, basketball's a sport that I'm kind of surprised we don't have like a supporters culture for, just because the game is so fast paced, intense. Like, have you guys ever seen video of Serbian basketball? Like Partizan and Red Star Belgrade. They're famous. They're famous soccer team. They're famous soccer teams, but they also have basketball teams as well.
They're just
And-
they're just as rowdy as in football.
So I might have
Oh.
seen it then.
Yeah,
I might have seen it then.
that's a
I
so-
did see some.
I mean, that's a soccer game I want to see just because it's just their supporters are nuts.
Mm-hmm.
But like also, but in the basketball, it's the same thing.
Uh-huh.
Like there will be supporter sections with
Yeah.
the smoke and
Yeah,
drums and everything,
yeah.
and it is.
And
it
there
is-
is enclosed, so where the smoke goes, who knows?
Exactly, and it shows like it always kind of surprised me how we did, except for maybe college basketball a little bit, we don't really have that.
Yeah, there is only tailgating. The closest that I can get to it, tailgating, that you have the same groups of families or friends
Yeah.
that they do something.
I would
But
say,
it
like-
is not like football. Like
That's what I was gonna say. The closest that I seen to like chanting a whole lot will be college football.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's the closest
Yeah.
thing.
yeah, with the students. And,
With the
Because
students and the big
more-
bands
more
and all that.
Students.
well, is that because Americans are much better person or what? Why?
I think it's just we're just casual.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just a casualness. Like we go to games to be entertained. We don't necessarily go to like,
kill each other.
Exactly. Like
Well, you know what?
you don't bring flares to an NFL game.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
How's town? It's like simple. Mexicans or countries most a little more down. This run through upland like a soccer.
Yeah.
Like a Mexicans, Guatemalans. For American people, it's more Americans
Football.
football
Yeah.
or baseball. So for Tom, how this come to be feel love for soccer?
I mean, again, it kind of started with Liverpool, seeing the you never walk alone. That Liverpool is my gateway drug, basically, to the game of soccer, because it helped me discover more clubs around the world, and it helped me discover just how passionate supporters can be. And like, really, what stands out to me about soccer versus American sports is that like, whenever you say you support, like I'll just give an example, like River Plate, in Argentina. River Plate is a part of you. It is part of your identity. It's part of your neighborhood. It is part of the fabric of your community.
Yeah.
Whereas the St. Louis Cardinals, and this is no slam on the Cardinals or any other baseball team, it's a show. You go to see a show, you go there to be entertained, you go home, life goes on. But soccer is a sport where like you put your heart and soul into it, and it's an outlet for people. People live stressful lives. They might have a tough work week, and guess what? They can go hang out with their friends, in the supporter section and scream their lungs out. And not only that, you get catharsis, but you also get community, you get friendship, and no other sport has that. It's something I've long desired about American sports that we just don't have until really recently with, now that MLS is kind of picking up, and we got the World Cup coming next year, USL's, kind of expanding, it's great to see.
So your first love was Manchester United.
No.
No, who was it? then?
Liverpool.
I'm sorry. I
How
don't-
dare you?
No.
It was because I was
That's my
thinking-
rival.
I was thinking of Red Team. I was just thinking about Red
No.
Team.
Yeah.
So Liverpool
He
Yeah.
say Cruz Azul, güey.
or Cruz Azul.
Cruz Azul.
No. Any other team that you like to that level, other than St. Louis, of course.
No, I
Cruz
think
Azul,
he
güey.
likes
Cruz Azul,
River
güey.
Plate.
River Plate?
River Plate.
No, I don't claim an Argentine team just
Alright.
because it's like one of those things where it's like once you make a declaration, like
Yeah,
half
that's
the
it.
country hates you. So
Uh-huh.
it's like I'll never claim Celtic or Rangers in Scotland because that is just a recipe just to get headhunted eventually. But like no, I'm a fan of Real Oviedo in Spain.
Oh, okay.
They just got promoted La Liga this year. They nearly went under, in 2012, and they went all the way down to the 4th division. And then they did a big crowdfunding thing, and I bought shares in the club. And they spent about a decade in La Liga 2, and then they just got promoted this year. And because I'm a Real Oviedo supporter, that also means I am a cover your ears. Pachuca supporter.
Oh, okay.
Because the owners of Pachuca are the majority owners of Real Oviedo.
Ah, okay.
So
that
there's
makes sense. That makes
a
sense.
link there. So
There's a link.
there's a link.
That type of link.
I'm obligated. I'm
Huh?
obligated.
Pachuca y León.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
And
it's
León are the same family too. Pachuca, León, and Oviedo.
which is why Leon couldn't play in the CONCACAF. Yeah.
They're cousins.
yeah,
No, they're brothers.
yeah.
Pretty much brothers.
Something like that.
They're siblings, right?
Well, the dad is the one who owns La Cervecería Modelo.
Yeah.
And that's how everything started. So he's
He's the middleman.
the money.
Oh, the money man.
Money.
Okay.
Sons are the
Right
most
now,
fun,
he's talking about the support groups. I never imagined when you go to baseball, you don't have any support groups to support.
I think the Dodgers have one, no?
Well,
Didn't the homie told us?
yeah, they do, but that's just being
Just to
punches.
tailgate?
Yeah, just being punches. I guess I don't know. Yeah. No, but they don't have it organized like
Uh-huh.
football does.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I
don't.
I mean, I know that
membership.
I-
Now the Raiders, they do have some sort of supporters groups.
But they do
In
got
Oak-
they do
in
got like
Oakland.
Uh-huh.
In Oakland, they used to have. They were the what is it, the Black Hole or whatever they used to call themselves. The Raiders when they were in Oakland. Now they're in Dallas and in Las Vegas. I
was it
don't know.
was like the black hole or something?
Yeah, the
like
black
that?
hole.
Yeah.
But that's the closest I can think. But they were not organized. Like
Now
that.
I will say the Cubs also have supporters because they get so drunk in the bleachers that they can't stand, so they need each other to support each other.
yeah.
Otherwise they'll just keep falling over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but anyhow, so going back, so you came back 2019, and I know you were saying that you started doing broadcasting, earlier today. I was asking about this. So when you started doing broadcasting, you thought, all right, so I want to do it for only sports or for whatever you can get into it.
No, I was a news guy. I was a news guy for 14 years, and in 2019 I came home to work for KMOX here at the big 1120, But I will say, a year before that, I was living in South Bend, Indiana, which is the home of the University of Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, and I got my start doing public address for clubs because I happened to be at the right place at the right time when a friend of mine was asked by Notre Dame if he could public address the Notre Dame Fighting Irish versus the Mexican under-21s. It was a big exhibition match they have every year. They needed a guy for it. My friend couldn't do it, and he hung up, and I'm like, bro, I'm right here. I am right here. I'll do it. So I did the game for them, and then they liked me so much, I became their regular soccer guy, for men's and women's. And I was going to do that for a second year in a row, and then KMOX came calling, and so that's when I came back. But I had done a little bit of like high school and college play-by-play before then, but for the most part, I was a news guy.
All right, so here is the one question that I know I held back. What do you need to study, learn to do that? And an announcement. Do you have to read books? What makes you ready to do that kind of job?
Really, the only thing that I would definitely find some broadcasters that you enjoy their delivery and their style and study them. But the best teacher is just going to be practice. If you're sitting at home, watching a game. Pull out your phone, open up the voice recorder app, and just start calling the game. And then you after the game you can stop, you can listen back to it, give yourself some notes, give yourself some critiques. Really, it's like playing a musical instrument. It's just practice.
The more practice you
Now,
get.
You just got to get those reps in.
So and then you have to educate yourself. So how what took you to say, oh, wait, all right, I can call a soccer game or I can call a basketball? Do you have to learn
About the game?
about the game?
Oh, I mean, yeah, you
Or-
have to do your research, obviously. Like when if you're doing play-by-play for a game, you have to like know like where the players are from, what their stats are they coming off injury? Like you will probably like for a 2-hour soccer game, a good broadcaster probably should be studying for at least like twice that before the game. You know?
Oh,
So-
really?
Yeah. So because you have to know what you're talking about.
We're not gonna be able
Yeah, we're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it.
Now, one thing I like about doing about public address is that all you need to know is just how to say the players' names. That's it. That's all. I mean, and of course, in soccer, that means
But it's kind of difficult to memorize the name for the players.
it is.
Well, you have
Because
it on a
we
list,
already
obviously.
got 3 years in the team. Yeah, I don't know all the names for the players.
That's why you don't work for the team.
No.
I said that one. What's the name? I don't know, but that
I
one.
don't know.
Number 10. Oh, wait a minute. I think it is 9. Wait a minute. I need new glasses. So anyway, so you
Hold
said...
on. A little comment on that, because that makes me really mad whenever I'm seeing City play like over Apple and they mispronounce some of our
Yes.
players. It pisses me off.
It is so bad because it is so lazy. It is so lazy because every broadcaster will get they get a roster and the rosters will have pronunciation guides to them, and oftentimes, and I think City's one of the teams that does this, you can get audio pronunciations.
Oh, okay.
Like you'll get a file like St. Louis University, when I do games for them, they do this where I can listen to like number 5 Philip Jones, number 6 Max Arriaga, and like I can listen back to that, and I like when I'm in like even if I get it before I'm in the press box, I'll be at home and I'll just listen to that a couple times.
Practice.
All right, Arriaga. And then by the time, again, because that's just practice. And eventually it just gets ingrained into you where you don't even think about it, you just say it.
Yeah. And it's not just for the English-speaking commentators. It's also for the Spanish ones. They butcher the shit out of the names of all of our players, and it pisses me off.
Yeah. Well, it's like if you ever listen to like a English broadcaster like for the Premier League, for instance, like it's Darwin Nunez, not Darwin Nunes.
Nunes.
Yeah, it's like, God, come on.
It's not that hard, dude.
No, it is not that hard.
Okay, so you told us that you started making content in 2023?
2023. Yep, it was. I started Soccer Zombie on Christmas week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at the end of 2023. Yep. So I've been only doing this for 18 months.
And did you start it just making a video or a podcast, or what was it?
So I was the first video I ever did was on the U.S. Open Cup controversy with MLS.
Oh, okay,
MLS was trying to pull out of it, and it was not very good. Like if you guys go back and watch it, like it was
I don't remember that.
it was my web camera was terrible. It was just like a 720 like Logitech from like 10 years.
I mean, we all
old.
got to start somewhere.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure we can go back to this video in a year or two. We're gonna be like, "The fuck we're doing?"
Exactly. No, so like that's how I got my start, and then I did like some player signing videos. Like when we drafted Jose Kojima, I did a video on him. When we signed Thomas Totland, I did a video on him. Nicholas Durr, of course, no one. No one remembers Nicholas Durr.
We made a whole song for him, and he didn't even play ever.
No.
When we signed him, we had a whole fucking
Which one?
song. Deer?
Here is Deer.
Venado?
El Venado.
El Venado.
Yeah, we had a whole
So anyhow,
song.
oh yeah. No,
He
but
never played.
Now, how about this one? Pirlo. What?
Selmer Pedro?
Bosnian dude. Yeah.
The Bosnian guy that never ever played.
Because he was terrible. He was terrible.
He was the first one to be signed.
I'm sure.
Alright, so-
I'm sure he's a lovely guy, but
I don't think so. But anyway, so here is the question though.
Average looking.
Somebody got paid for that contract. Who has the money?
Who has the money?
I don't know.
Yeah, who got the money?
Yeah, ask Carolyn Kindle that one. She's got the pocketbook for that one.
Yeah, no, but
I think-
somebody got the money from these dudes.
I
Come
think
on,
before
man.
we go on with the interview,
Anyway, so
you uploaded just recently the other day that you somehow acquire what was his name? The last coach that we had, you got his sandals.
Olaf. Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Olaf Melberg.
How the hell that happened?
Okay, so story time. So
Yes,
there is a supporter and a fellow Santos member named Ben Gottlieb. He has first of all, this is a guy that somehow ended up with Jabulo Blom's Beats headphones.
Oh, that's
he
right.
was the
He
one?
put it
Yes.
on. No, he put it on.
That was him.
On Craigslist or something.
Yes,
I don't know.
and he bought them, and then when he like activated them, it was like Jabulo Blom's Beats, and so I was like, wow. So this guy, he found someone on Facebook Marketplace selling a Mizzou football jersey with Melberg's name on the back.
Okay.
And so he messaged the guy and was like, hey, wait a second, is this Olaf Melberg's? And he's like, yeah, it's Olaf Melberg's. I liquidated his penthouse because
Okay.
he just left a bunch of his, crap, when he left St. Louis. And so he was like, I got a bunch of shirts, I got sandals, I got there was even a Santos scarf in there. Like,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
at least he didn't throw it away.
no,
Well, he throw it away, but not throw it away.
He just left it behind.
Well, it's in good hands now because I have it. It's hanging on my wall now. So yeah. Better hands than him. But yeah. So I just talked to the guy and he was like, yeah, I got all this stuff and so I ended up getting like 2 polos. One of those polos, by the way. I don't know what type of cologne that Olaf uses, but it definitely smells like he's definitely worn it. I can tell because like you put it on and you're like.
It smells,
Okay.
But it smells good or bad?
It's good.
Okay.
It's good. I'm not up on my like cologne like makers, so like I couldn't tell you which one's which. I couldn't tell if it was like Polo or Ralph Lauren.
Jafra.
Jafra.
Jafra, yeah.
Avon.
Lucky you. Yeah.
The high top.
Yeah, the expensive ones.
Yeah, so I ended up getting like 2 2 polos, like 3 like just regular shirts. I got the full red tracksuit that they're selling this year, with the hoodie and the
Oh, really?
yeah, and the
I
red
really like that
pants.
So how much did you pay for it?
$100.
Really?
For all that?
$100, and I gave the guy an extra ticket that I had for this past Saturday's game.
Nice.
That's it.
And what you're thinking? What you gonna do with the sandals? Are you gonna frame them or?
I have a bit of a setup, kind of like you guys, where I just have a bunch of knickknacks behind me, basically. So it is now a part of my knickknack setup, basically. So it's like going forward. If I am like doing a thing, they'll be over my left shoulder, basically. That's where they are right now. So
And they don't stink, right?
See now,
they don't smell, but I can tell he wore them because they got if you look closely, like some of the the white striping is a bit
for the games.
Oh,
Wasn't he wearing freaking sandals?
he wore him at Brahmapojkarna in Sweden. Yeah, he just looking like a caveman. His hair was going all over the place, and he was just walking around in shorts and flip flops.
No,
It was
I
a-
sort of got. I
it was
thought
a-
I saw him on one of the bridges.
Heidi
the other day.
Grandpa.
Hades'
He was
grandpa.
like Heidi Grandpa.
Hades' grandpa.
Ah,
You ever heard of Haiti?
no,
It was an anime. Well, back in the day, for some reason in Mexico, we got a bunch of anime.
Yeah.
And it was one of the animes that we got, Haiti, and he had a grandpa, and it looked just like
Just
Olaf.
like him.
Oh, really?
Same thing. Same
Wow.
thing. Yeah.
That was like what is it? 90s, early 90s?
Maybe even earlier than that.
Yeah.
But for some reason, we just had a bunch
I think
of
he
anime.
planned it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyways, what the hell were we talking about?
No,
Olaf sandals.
About the sandals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did he had
how-
any dents where the toes go?
Well, so they were like flip flops, like they were actual flip flops, but like there was no like he didn't break them in or anything like
Okay,
that. There was
okay.
no like indentures, but like I could tell he wore them because there's a couple scuffs,
Yeah.
like on the white stripes on the top. But and they also have the letters OM written. So it's
Yeah,
like,
I seen that.
They're his.
There it is.
They're his.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
you guys
let's.
remind me something.
Ah,
I was working at a house long time
Yeah.
ago. But this house, it was the girlfriend for the guy played the drums from Guns N' Roses. No,
Oh.
the guy with the
the top hat.
Yeah.
what's the name?
Are you talking about Slash?
Slash.
Yeah.
His girlfriend lived here in San Luis.
Oh, really?
They sent me to clean her house.
Yeah.
I see a lot of crazy stuff.
I bet.
Crazy.
Can you talk about them on this show or
No.
No? Okay. Okay.
Keep it PG.
This is a family program.
Not really. All right, let's go back to our questions. What's the most rewarding part of being a content creator for you?
The most rewarding part, honestly, is just the fact that I hear from so many people that enjoy my content. Like, like every time I go to Energizer Park, it feels like, you remember the TV show Cheers?
Yeah.
I
Can you guys remind this?
Yeah, so
Look at this.
It's a bar, right?
Yeah, it was
Look at
about a
this.
bar and
Cheers.
What's up?
Oh yeah, he just passed away though. By the way,
No, he started like that.
yeah.
I think so, yeah. But like the theme song was like sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name and you're always glad you came.
Yeah.
It's like it's like every time I go to Energizer Park, it's like I'm going into a Cheers episode basically, and it's just that's kind of why I do it, you know. And I'm sure that's why a lot of why you guys do what you do is just because you want to entertain people, you want to make people like informed and just have a good time, and it's just like the fact that I can do that, because like not everyone can do what we do, not everyone can do it. It takes a special kind of sauce, and the fact that we can,
We're
do
definitely
that,
special.
yeah. Well, hey,
So more than others.
I literally call myself a zombie, so like and zombies aren't smart, so yeah.
So we-
All right,
we
so
do that. So
hey, no.
we do
How
naturally.
about no? Honestly, one of my favorite foods that my mom would make was tortitas the sesos way de cerebro.
Oh, brains?
Yeah,
Yeah.
My mom would make like little, not a
Brain-
meatball,
brain
but
balls.
it would be a brain.
Yeah,
brain ball.
brain balls.
They used to
They're
call
really good,
hamburgers
though.
back in the day brains.
Oh, wow.
So would you eat them?
you have
now?
to.
Like an actual.
Hey,
like,
you're
like
a
an
zombie.
actual
Come
brain?
on, so you have to eat it. You're a
Hey,
zombie.
like I'm sure, like give me some hot sauce, maybe some blue
But
cheese.
it will depend. Old school zombies ate brains. The new ones, they eat flesh.
Oh, that's right.
See,
there's
now
two
they
types.
go for everything, dude. Yeah, that's right.
I would rather eat the brain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Flesh
And they were a lot slower. These ones now,
They're fast.
Fucking, I'm dead. I'm like, whatever.
Well, it's like why sharks don't usually eat humans is because we don't taste good.
Yeah,
We don't taste
definitely.
good. So I was like,
Yeah, mostly they
Flesh.
attack because they're kind of blind.
yeah, the blind or like we accidentally kicked them or something.
Yeah.
It's like,
Or they eat surfers because they think they're turtles.
yeah.
So they attack surfers for
Yeah.
some reason.
But like you talk about the rewarding part. So like another part of what I do is that like I'll go and cover games around the country, and so like I've been covering a lot of like USL games, and I
That
covered.
would be fun though. That's the one thing that.
But you know what? That's what I'm
if
talking
ever
about.
happened to us, that would be fun.
When I tell those guys, hey, let's invite to Tom, and Mickey tell me, you know what? It's gonna be a little difficult because he always
Yeah, so
everywhere he does things.
that's also one of the questions. How you find time to do all that?
It's called being single and living with being with a cat. That is it. That is it. I
So Guapo is gonna be happy with you.
Yeah, he has a lot of time now. He's not single, but it's like if he was single.
I need a relationship like that. You know, I mean, if you got all that time, but no, it's just basically, it's. I'm single. I have a lot of free time. I work from home, so and my job gives me a little bit of leeway to
Their flexibility.
do fun stuff. A lot of flexibility, and my
you like it, right? At the end of the day, you go in there and says that was a fun game.
well, I love it because
Because it doesn't feel like work.
Because it's like I'll go cover like say a USL game or like I did a local league series with the St. Louis clubs, and they were so appreciative that I came out and spent and bothered just to like highlight the players, interview the players, like highlight the clubs, and it's because it's exposure that they wouldn't normally get basically. And like one thing that I've learned is that like people like being noticed, in this game. Like, it could be a big club, like when I went to Rhode Island FC, for instance, this year, like they're in the smallest state in the union, great support. And like, they love that I went and covered their inaugural match, when I went to Omaha last month, for ATAR Belleville, they played in Omaha for the championship, and like I rode the team bus, and like all the players like really cool that like, hey, we got someone covering us, for the first time. It's probably like that guy that went down to Brazil in 1950 to cover the U.S. men beating England. Like that's probably how he felt, because it's just like, it's something that, like, again, not a lot of people do what I do. And of course, there's valid reasons for that. As you said, not everyone's single and living with a cat. So, I have the ability to do this. And so it's just, again, people like being noticed. And it's just, I like knowing that I'm making a good impact.
Yeah, because it definitely takes a lot of time. Like for us, we take today to record, and then tomorrow I have to spend all this time just editing, or double the time editing.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of time. So definitely being single will help a lot.
Yeah, and like editing out all.
Don't tell my wife.
Editing out all of Super Santo's vulgarity, and like dropping all the F-bombs, and
No, I don't. I just leave them be.
You just leave them?
goes.
Okay.
Yeah, I just
Okay,
goes.
because then this wouldn't get out until Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. And then all the stuff that he wants me to cut out and all that stuff. Because there's been many times where he says his actual name by accident.
Oh.
So he's like, oh, you're going to have to cut that. And I'm like, dude, how about you just stop saying it?
You think there's been a time where you accidentally let that slip?
Yes.
Yes.
A couple times.
Okay, so
There's Easter eggs
yeah,
in there.
I was gonna say, like, you dig deep into the La Cascarita backlog,
and you can find his actual name. It's been muted, but you can still read the leaps.
Yeah.
Oh,
You need to go back to see it.
but what if you can't read?
Well,
Then you'll never know.
Then you will never know. Then his secret is safe.
Yes.
Another one. What keeps you motivated to keep on going? Because I know that, and I seen some of your posts that sometimes you feel like stop doing it, like quitting. But what keeps you going?
I mean, what keeps me going is it kind of goes back to what I was saying about just making the positive impact and there not being a lot of us. Because as you know, St. Louis, we're about 4 hours from everywhere. Basically,
Yeah.
we're 4 hours from KC, we're 4 hours from Memphis, we're 4 hours from Indy, we're 4 hours from Louisville, we're 4 hours from Chicago, we're 4 hours from everywhere.
Yeah.
Basically, and so I like traveling. Like that's one thing. That's one reason I'm doing what I'm doing is because I like seeing the world. I like seeing new places and I'm so happy that throughout this journey I've been able to make friends that I talk to on a regular basis in Indianapolis, in Cincinnati, in Omaha.
So here is one term that if you want to take it or not, whatever, but I don't call them friends. I call them my football family. Because technically you become a little bit closer than a regular friend. Because, life just brought you in there.
Well, it's funny you say that because a lot of these same friends often, if I'm, making the trek to their town, they're like, oh, crash at my place. And you know what? That is kind of a family thing in it, That's why I see what you're saying. But that's also just how soccer is in general.
And you're able to argue with them, but not fight with them.
No.
You know what I mean? And you even tease. Hey, your team, dude, they won again.
Yeah.
And I was a PK.
Yeah, because Liga MX were rivals.
Yeah.
On
So,
Liga MX.
but anyway, so now, and I know I was asking you earlier today. So you have a big project coming up, right?
Yes.
What do you have?
So the
Secret.
interesting part is you're gonna tell us right now what, but then I want to ask you. There was something that I watched on TV the other day about another small island nation in the Pacific. They got the bejesus kicked out of by Australia. I think it was 30 goals to none.
Wow.
Oh, I vaguely remember. I remember that. But
All right, so is that gonna be are you expecting to see that gonna?
No.
All right, go ahead and
No.
explain them first. What is it that's gonna happen in the next 2 days?
This story I'm covering this week isn't a tragedy. It is a
Not yet.
not yet, but it's a story of basically triumph. So. The Marshall Islands are a cluster of 5 islands and 29 atolls, in the Pacific Ocean. The water, sea level rising is threatening their existence over the next century or so, and so. But they finally got their act together, and they are going to play their first ever international soccer match this coming Thursday. Probably when this episode comes out. In Springdale, Arkansas, of all places.
Okay.
They're playing the U.S. Virgin Islands on Thursday, and then they're playing Turks and Caicos on Saturday. So a couple more island nations. So
From the Caribbean.
The Battle of the Islands.
those are
interesting though, right?
they're both they're all in the those are in the Caribbean. Yeah, so it's easier for them to get up here. But why are they playing this game in Arkansas of all places? It just seems like a very random place, right?
And I jokingly says that because there are 10 guys in there, or what the fuck?
No,
But-
no.
Well, yeah, they barely
There
have
were 12.
Yeah, I mean, they have just enough to field a soccer team.
Yeah.
But they actually. So it's funny. So how St. Louis is the biggest population of Bosnians outside of Bosnia.
Yeah.
Well. Northwestern Arkansas is the biggest population of Marshall Islanders outside of the Marshall Islands.
Okay.
It all started with one man. One man in the 1980s, a guy named John Moody. He went to school in Oklahoma, and then he got a job at the Tyson Foods plant in Springdale. And same thing with the Bosnians. He told all his friends back in the Marshall Islands, "Hey, come here. There's opportunities. Marshall Islands aren't doing so great, partly because." you may or may not know, but the Marshall Islands were the site post World War II for the U.S. nuclear bomb testing.
Oh.
And so there's a lot of those islands that are just not inhabitable anymore because they got blown
Only
to smithereens.
Godzilla is in there.
I mean,
Right? Come on, wait. The Godzilla? What the fuck is Godzilla is there?
I think Godzilla's starting in goal for them Thursday.
Yeah, I know.
actually,
That's what
yeah.
I was like. Get the fuck out of here. Godzilla isn't gonna make it to get Arkansas. Godzilla doesn't even know what Arkansas is.
No, nobody knows.
Sorry.
Yeah, but no, it's a cool story of why they're playing in Arkansas. It's probably eventually going to be their long-term home over the next couple generations, and this is a project that I get to work with Copa 90 on. You know, Copa 90 is a big soccer content creator. They're on YouTube. They also have Insta and TikTok. I checked their Insta before. They have like 1.3 million followers. And like, you know, you're talking about why I'm doing what I'm doing on YouTube. Honestly, Copa 90 is one of the reasons I'm doing what I'm doing is because they're a very influential group. And so just to be, so how this came about. So they put out a call to U.S. content creators for the best job in the world, and that is to be like the Copa 90 guy for the World Cup next year because it's going to be here in North America.
Yeah.
I'm carrying your luggage, okay? Don't worry. Or I will walk with the fucking cat. I don't care. I'm with you.
I appreciate that. I could have used your help because I did not get selected for the short list for that. But
Come on, Copa 90. What the fuck?
yeah,
man?
come on, man, come on. I mean, take it from Fernando here, but take it from him. I mean, look, he endorses me. I mean, come on, that's all you need. That's really all you need. But no, so like, what I pitched to them was like, select me for the best job in the world and send me to the cover the Marshall Islands game in Arkansas because it's only 5 hours away. It's pretty accessible. It's an interesting story. And they told me no best job in the world for you. Second of all, but then they said like we really liked your Marshall Islands pitch and they're like, hey, let us know how it goes. And then a couple weeks later they reached out. It's like, hey, we want to get you in touch with our lead producer on this. And so we had a chat and he's like, well, we want to finance this trip for you. And so like you do a couple shorts for us, on Copa 90. I get to do a vlog and we'll cross promote.
They were like, first of all, where the hell is Arkansas?
Exactly. And they probably said Arkansas because they're in England, so it's like they wouldn't know any better.
All right, so one thing that I think you missed, you would have sent some pictures from Deliverance. With the banjo and everything.
Well, it's funny.
With the football right there, man.
So by the time this comes out, my first video for Copa 90 will be out. It was a preview of the game, and so what I did a week ago.
Shit with the banjo.
Because we were just talking about how I never have any free time, right? Well, last weekend St. Louis City didn't play, and I had nothing I had no trips. I had nothing going on. So you know what I did? I drove 3 hours due south to the Missouri-Arkansas border.
Oh, so you went to the Ozarks Mountains.
The Lake Ozarks?
Well, I went through the Ozarks because the northeastern Arkansas is just flat, boring land.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is flat as a washboard, like as flat as this table, basically. But there was like a wooded area that would work, and it was near a town called Success, Arkansas.
Success.
Population 98.
Really?
And I needed to go to this town to film part of my stand-up in front of the Success Population 98.
Wow.
Just like, hey, because look, they're playing an international soccer match in Arkansas. Like, it's just like it just. That's what I did just because it's like I thought it'd be fun, and they liked it. So
now you know what would be fun if you go with a mask.
Yeah.
That would make it interesting.
Hey, look,
You know what? It's one of those questions I want to say. Why the mask?
why the mask? So I'm a big Penta fan. So Cerro Miedo.
After we said a long time ago, Cerro Goles.
Cerro Golazos.
But instead of being Cero Miedo, we made it Cero Goles.
Yes.
For City.
For City.
Yeah.
Cero Goles.
Oh
We
yeah.
scored this time though.
But let me ask you this: I seen you wearing the Penta mask before he came to WWE.
Yeah. So he wrestled for AEW before, and then of course he even before then he wrestled for Lucha Underground.
Lucha Underground.
You guys know Lucha Underground.
Yeah, I did.
That was so fun.
I've been following him for a minute. I actually have a mask of his
said
over
Lucha-
there
Yeah, I saw
as
that
well.
up there, yeah.
And I've been a big fan since he was in AAA.
Triple A, and then he did the Lucha Underground thing, and that's where I first discovered him.
That's
and
pretty much where he became more famous. Pretty much.
it
Lucha
was
Underground.
because he's so cool. He is so cool, and so like this particular Penta mask is a replica of the one that he gave George Kittle of the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
So that's why it's got the 85. Not because I like Jose Kojima, although I really do like Jose Kojima.
Yes.
But like it also just like it's got the red and the yellow, which is St. Louis City colors.
Yeah.
So it's just like I can rock a Penta mask.
But those masks, they don't have any something yours, like a, I don't know, any
Custom made? No.
Yeah, I got this from a guy that makes wrestling masks from Etsy.
I see.
But
those.
it was a guy in Mexico because it was shipped from Mexico. I forget the guy's name, but I thought he did a really good job with this.
Yeah, it fits really well.
Yeah.
And if you ever have the chance, look documentary on his story, and he started from nothing, literally from nothing.
He and his brother Ray Phoenix.
They started from nothing.
No, they're good stories, and they're good dudes too. They're really good dudes. Penta is so fun. He is so fun. When I was watching AEW, I really enjoyed how he and Ray Phoenix tagged together. Like they
Lucha Brothers.
Yeah, the Lucha Brothers. Yeah, the Mexicans. Yeah.
All right, so going back to the Marshall Islands, because I have one big question. What interesting
He's so
players do you
fascinated.
From Mexico to Marshall Islands.
Yeah, I know. Hey, that's how we do it, guys.
It's how like Cascarita is.
That's flies so quick like this.
We're worldwide.
Now, here is the. I know you already said that you had to prepare, blah blah blah. So, what interesting player have you researched or found from the Marshall Islands that you said
That we can
would
sign?
be a good
Well,
for City?
I'm gonna scout them, firsthand on Thursday. So I'll call Lutz up and I say, hey, Matt John, starting left winger, like look this guy up.
And just so you know, he speaks a little German.
don't
Don't forget to tell him that.
And
Just a little bit.
and I'm assuming they're not professional players, so
No.
they might be able to cut the grass.
Yeah, they might be able to help out here and there.
Yeah.
I mean, they could probably be the kitmen for the academy, that kind of thing. But like a lot of these players,
So what do you know about these players? That's what I would like.
So it's an interesting mix. There are players from the Marshall Islands coming over. They're already here. They're training. But then you have Marshallese like natives that moved here, but they were born there. Some of them are generational Marshall Islanders, and some of them aren't even Marshall Islanders at all. But one player, for instance, I'm going to talk to, his sister was adopted, and she's Marshallese. So it's a pretty eclectic background. And one of the guys I'm going to talk to, he is one of the head guys at the Marshallese Educational Institute, and one of his big things is spreading awareness about how basically his homeland got bombed to smithereens because of the nuclear island. So he's a very interesting guy, but none of them are ever going to be professional probably, and I think they're aware of that. So
this is a good exposure.
Yes, this is
for
their moment.
Country.
This is their moment. This is their announcement to the world, and it's gotten a lot of social media interest. I know there's going to be some big content creators that are going to be there, and they're there already. Actually,
We go or not? We're not.
Yeah, we got
No. Hey, if they ask for us, tell them we were busy, so we couldn't fucking make it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we couldn't make
well, I don't think they can afford you guys.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, come on, man.
Yeah.
Well, 2 beers in the stadium, they're expensive, so I'm expensive.
And you know
wine.
you know how expensive wrestling masks are.
really
Come on. I mean,
expensive.
you got to fill that budget up, and you just.
I just asked Super how much money he has spent so far.
How much money have you spent?
Oh,
A
my
lot.
God.
Hey, wait a minute. Do you want to see him dead next time? I know Laura will kill you. So don't say it.
I'm guessing.
Yes.
I'm guessing more money than there are peanuts in that.
You know what she asking me for that? The new one. He said, "How much you spend?" You know what I know.
Yeah, because every time I see him, he has a different mask.
Do you need a GoFundMe to pay for that mask?
That would be nice though.
It's gonna be nice, yeah.
Yeah.
It would be nice.
It would be nice.
Okay, so everybody watching, if you want to start a GoFundMe for Super Santo,
Or also,
You wanna go find me. You wanna go find me.
go find me.
He's also going to be hanging out before the game at the marquee with a tin can, so he's going to drop some
but you know
drop some
that's
coins.
Anything helps.
Sometimes I spend a lot of I spend good money.
Please
But at
don't.
the same time, I feel really good with that.
Yeah.
Because I represent the group, I represent the Cascarita too.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Well,
I
but see,
feel
go ahead.
I feel so really grateful with these guys too. So that's the reason I do it.
But like you're like me, you're also representative of just the St. Louis fan base in general too. You know,
Yeah.
you're part of the fabric of our supporters too. So yeah.
See, and that's the one thing that I would like to say to everybody is like, yeah, they think that we are making money. No, we're not making money.
Fuck
As a
no.
matter of fact, we do it for this love of the sport.
Yeah, the passion of the game. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah. I mean, would be nice, yes, but I know I'm not gonna retire doing
No.
this thing. You know,
No.
I still have my day job.
I could probably count on one hand how many like YouTubers that are soccer content creators are doing this full time. You know, and you think about we're a nation of millions.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's just it is so hard to make that like your full time thing. You can make it a side hustle.
Yeah.
You know, like I do.
Especially when we got only 10 followers.
10 followers.
Hey, actually, I think you're up from 8. You know, from
Yeah,
before the
I
show
know.
started. So you know,
Hey, yeah.
two people
Hey,
signed on.
Thank you. We already had two.
I thought you meant that we went down too.
I mean, I'm a zombie, so I can't count. So, you know.
No, but you know what? At the end of the day,
What you saying?
so at the end, honestly, we do it because, like I said, I like the game. I like the family that you build
Yeah.
along the way.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like, and here's another thing too. It's like as recently as like, even like 2 years ago, was completely ignorant to like the USL and like the lower leagues and the non-leagues, and I discovered USL like just last year, except for the one St. Louis FC game I went to. But like I went to Indy 11 last year,
Oh, that's a fun game.
and then I went to see Union Omaha lose a heartbreaker to Sporting Kansas in the Open Cup, and I realized it's like, you know, this is fun. This is great. But I have a feeling that a lot of people were like me in that they just didn't know about this. So it's like, I need to tell them about this.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, see now, this is the one thing that I will challenge you, and hopefully we might have in the near future a couple of guys that they actually did a lot of that history that I'm going to ask.
Yeah, that's what we're working
You
on.
need to make Missourians and even the U.S. as a population aware of how great of a culture you actually have. You don't know it, but we do have it. I mean, they do have it.
Yeah.
And I was talking to some guys, and I'm like, oh no, this guy played this. I'm like for instance, simple, the Open Cup, right?
Yeah.
We always said, oh, St. Louis has this many championship, but you know, the majority came from a freaking funeral home company. Goodness. And I tell the story. I was playing soccer one Sunday, and somebody told me about it. Oh yeah, he won this. Like what? Where I'm from, that guy will be like
Famous.
you know, like
Super
oh
famous.
shit, not maybe not rich, but everybody will respect him. You know, we liked him. We talked to him. I didn't know anything, so I asked him. He's like, "Oh yeah, I play on these games. The pictures are in this funeral home." And I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go to the funeral home." And I was kind of with my shoes and all muddy and everything. I walk into a funeral home and I'm like, "Oh crap, that is the." Actually, because I thought they were pulling my leg.
Yeah.
You know, those are the things that you guys, because if we say it in Spanish, yeah, we are spreading the word, but I think you guys.
It's not the same impact.
Yeah, I mean the ones that they have their contents, like you know, and like for instance, the what was the one that you were collaborating before? What is it? The podcast for the sport.
Yeah, you guys talk about it.
Yeah, River City Ramble?
Yeah, River
Yeah.
Ramble. You know, instead of yes, you want to talk about the game, but you also had to explain them why it is important because you have
Yes.
all that history in the back.
Everything
You know?
needs context.
And also you had the future, which we were talking about. You know, I when I moved here to the U.S., I honest to God, I will. Yeah, this is not like 1998, 97. I remember I would be driving around and I saw some guy just playing in the park. I would stop and watch him because that's what we did where I grew up. You know, I was missing that, and I didn't realize that it's so. There is a lot of parks around somewhere that they play. A lot of indoor.
A lot of indoors,
So
like all the
that's
meta sports.
And that's why I did my non-league series that I just wrapped up with the Midwest Premier League, because they have a division of 5 St. Louis clubs and a club from Columbia, Missouri, and it's like, this is cool. We haven't had a division like this at at this level probably since the old city leagues, like when Simpkins Ford played Cutest Funeral Home, back in the day. And so it's like that's why I did it, because it's like, this is pretty cool. This is local soccer. You don't have to travel for it, and it's fun. These are clubs that are
it's free. Chelas are. You can bring it.
Yeah.
Well, I honestly, most of these clubs do have free admission, so yeah. But it's like people just need to know about it, and like a lot of these, like, marketing is expensive.
Yeah.
Like, marketing is expensive in terms of money, and it's expensive in terms of time. So it's like, when I can step in and help them out, with just covering their games and getting them some exposure. Like, that's why I do what I do, and it goes back to, like, hey, if people just knew about it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I remember whenever we were trying to bring a MLS team the really first time.
Yeah.
I think it was MLS for the Lou. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, that was with the
vote that 2015, 2016.
That was 2017. That was the city
Something
vote.
like that, but I remember reading a lot on social media, people saying that ain't nobody care about soccer in St. Louis. And now that I know the rich history that we got, I'm like, really? You were just ignorant.
People are ignorant. People are ignorant. It's just because I think there's just a kind of a natural bias against soccer in America, because it's like, it's not football, the gridiron, that's, what America's all about, and baseball and apple pie and like.
But now you see the stadium full every game.
Well,
not the last couple games.
Despite what St. Louis City claims that. They may be sellouts, but they're not full.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Here, what I'm going to go after is not only, I don't care about the MLS honestly that much. It's about all those clubs, all those little leagues, all the CYZ teams that these kids are playing, and that's where I'm thinking we are missing it. That's where we need to focus, because one of these kids, that's what it makes it so impacting, that you have all these kids playing football.
Yes.
And one of them is who knows?
Gonna make it big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, look at Mekhi Joyner.
Yeah.
Mekhi Joyner was a kid from Bloomington, Illinois, gets picked up by Scott Gallagher, and he's not heralded and not really thought of until one day when Scott Gallagher plays St. Louis City Academy. That's how St. Louis City discovered him. He absolutely tore St. Louis City up, and it's like, okay, we're signing this guy. But he didn't come from any sort of affluent background or anything like that. He's kind of a rags to riches story, honestly. And so there's so many players like him. Miggy Perez, remember Lutz famously saying, I saw him playing in a cornfield one time, There's so many kids playing in the proverbial cornfield that we just don't know about.
You know what I feel right now too is like I think the MLS or the MX, whatever, they're thinking more than right now money. They want to make more money.
Yeah.
They don't care about the guys they really play for love.
Yeah.
They want to use more money.
And that's the problem with youth soccer in America, is that a lot of these clubs, it's pay for play. And you pay a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
And it shouldn't,
stay single, don't have kids, trust me.
Bingo. Yes. Me and my cat forever. But
hopefully he doesn't like soccer.
No, he does not. Although he's kind of quiet, he never tells me that. But anyway, it is like, I can understand hockey being expensive because equipment's very expensive, like sticks, the pads, the jersey, all that.
You have to play on ice.
And you have to play on ice, and there's not always ice rinks available. So it's like it's supply and demand. I just don't understand why youth soccer has to be so damn expensive.
Yeah, but
when you're just you just need a patch of grass and a ball.
Yeah, back in the day we used 2 rocks for the goal and just whatever beat up ball we had.
Exactly.
A bag with trash.
Yeah, a bag with trash or something just to create some type of ball.
Those are I'm thinking, I don't know, like in Argentina, Brazil, all these countries, when you're seeing that quality of players, they use plug it out and they start moving them around.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I think Mexico lost a little bit.
A lot.
Guatemala is coming into that because thank to a Mexican coach that he said, no, this is how you need to develop this player, and you need to make them affordable because, not unfortunately, you don't know where that next diamond is. You know,
No,
it's
he's
gonna be.
You really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, even Messi growing up, like he played on the street in Argentina. You know, it you just never know, and it's just. And there are some clubs in the St. Louis area that are like they don't charge players anything. Like Club Atletico's one, you know, they don't charge players. Atar Belleville is another one. If you play for Atar Belleville, you don't pay a cent. You don't pay to try out. You don't pay for jerseys. They cover everything for you.
Well, we recently had Marcela, and she has Sharks FC,
Yeah.
and they charge really little, right?
$75 a year. Or
Oh,
something.
year?
that's fine.
Yeah, a year.
That makes sense. I mean, because I mean, again, you're talking about paying
and
for
they do
jerseys.
fundraisers and
Because
everything, but that's-
we had our daughters play in Veta Sports,
Yeah.
and for like
250.
2 months, it's like 250,
Yeah.
and they play 8 games.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there is no coaching.
It went away
Yeah, there
anyway.
is a coach, but he
Yeah,
really
come
doesn't
on.
do any coaching. To
No.
be honest,
No.
He fills out a lineup card, and that's basically
that's
it.
basically it.
But anyway, so you know that those are the things that, when I started going to St. Louis FC, I started meeting all these people that, to me, they were fans, right? And then all of a sudden, I was talking to them, and I turned out like, oh shit, this guy actually play against who? Did you know, like, it was amazing, and I started seeing their kids.
Yeah.
Oh no! So that was the one thing that anyway.
So with all this being said, is there any type of content that you would like to explore and do?
You know, you brought up something interesting, talking about going to Cutis and finding like the old trophies. Maybe that could be a new series. Like, go find the old St. Louis Open Cup trophies and see where they actually are.
Oh, I know too.
You gave me the idea. So I got 2 episodes right here, courtesy of him.
So he's gonna carry your luggage, so
Yeah.
he's gonna go with you.
Yeah, no, remember.
go with you.
Fuck it, let's do that shit.
But
come on, 90 soccer, whatever you are. Come on, man.
but honestly, like, yes, there are definitely
But just be
games.
careful because when Matt call,
Yeah.
he disappeared.
that's true.
When you turn around, he's gone.
Yeah, that's true. But no, like, there's definitely like big profile games I would love to cover. Like, I just covered Hell is Real last month between Columbus and Cincinnati. That was a great time. But like, I think there's so many like Marshall Islands type stories
Yeah, those
out
are the
there
ones.
Yeah.
that like that's a beautiful thing about this game is that we were talking about before. Like, there's always a game going on around the world, because it's just soccer's a year-round thing. But there's so many clubs, there's so many players, there's so many stories that just need to be told, and like that's what fascinates me is finding like these Marshall. Like, when I go down there Thursday, I'm gonna be hanging out with one of the players and learning his story, about how his family came over from from Marshall Islands to the U.S., why he's advocating for nuclear awareness and all that type of stuff, and that just like. Again, it's just another case, just like with supporters, how supporters are a community, of how soccer is just the vehicle that gets a community together. It's up to us to make the community. And so, like, in this case, soccer is just the entry point to finding stories of real people, finding success, struggles, and it's just that's what I want to cover. I want to find more Marshall Islands out there.
All right, so that's one of my personal questions. When you started going to St. Louis FC games and you saw the several groups, supported groups,
Yeah.
and then you started hanging out with STL Santos, before you went with this group, what was your expectation? And the other one is, did they meet what you thought it was going to happen? Or it was like, oh, fuck, I didn't even know this thing was going to happen.
So I want to say for the record that I love every supporters group that we have here. I have friends in every supporters group, and I think that's a great thing that we all get along together. But it kind of, one reason I became a Santo, and I'm also No Goal Patrol as well. But one reason I'm a member of both groups is because of that familia. You know, that feeling of community, of togetherness, and that, you know, we all just like want to go and have a good time with each other. You know, it's one thing to go to a game and just have a good time and you're by yourself, but it's so much better when you're surrounded by friends and people that you know, that you help make tifos with, that you help with the pre-games with. It becomes a little something extra. And so, like, when I became a member of the Santos last year, honestly, it was the bus trip to Kansas.
I remember that.
That kind of sealed it for me, just because, like, you were on that bus as well.
So tell us the story, because you made a nice video. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, like when we surprised you with your son, you know, and that's just like kind of one of the things, like, you know, that for one, is extremely thoughtful of the Santos to do that for you, but it also just shows how much they care, you know, about, you know, each other, and it goes back to, again, you'll never walk alone in Anfield. When I saw that YouTube video in 2008, like, that's what I crave, is just, you know, a feeling of togetherness and community.
The idea, it was my wife
Yes.
to help with the Santos.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, she
everything
started
done with my
telling.
wife.
All right, so the story, the funny thing is that I want to tell. I was watching a game, and they, you know, Super Santo comes in, and his wife was like, well, then and all, so she texted me. I'm like, what the fudge? So I went in there, and she's like, hey, I need to talk to you, this and this and this. So she started, you know, doing all that. Anyway, so it was funny, but
Yeah.
going back to that one. So the way that we live, football.
Oh, hold on. I want to say something.
Yeah.
I missed the whole thing because I had to pee. So
I know.
Hey, it was a long bus ride.
Yeah, I missed the whole thing.
And there were a lot of cervezas being drank on the bus. So yeah,
When I came out of the bus, everybody was crying. I was like, "What's going on?"
yeah.
I could have made it.
So, but all your ideas of how we were living football, they solidify or they change something. Meaning how we, you know, how the supporting group.
I think. I mean, as far as like, you know, was there anything unexpected? Not really. I mean, I think one good thing about the groups that we have is that they all have their own identity and they have their own little thing, you know, that makes them tick. And it's just like, not every supporters group's going to be for everyone, you know.
Yes.
And so it's like, you know, you're you know, and for some people it might take a little while to find the right group for you, you know, if that is of your interest. But I wouldn't say anything surprised me so much. It's just that, you know, realizing that, like, when St. Louis City started, I could not imagine being a Santo myself, you know, because I'm not Latino. But I ended up finding just my people, you know, with the Santos, you know, that just, you know, it's a familia, and I really dig that.
Cool. Going back to content creation.
One question. Let me ask a question.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Probably you got a lot of memories. Because my question is, how many games you already been there and how many states?
Ooh, that's a good one. I've actually not. I can't tell you how many games I've been to since I started Soccer Zombie. It's gotta be around. Are we counting St. Louis City?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotta be over 100. And just in the last, like I would say, in the last 15 months or so.
States?
States. So let's see, Maine, Rhode Island. I think 17.
Wow.
I think
that's a pretty good-
I think 17 at this point.
Nice.
Now you said Rhode Island was your favorite one just because it was the narrow season.
It wasn't my favorite. Actually, my favorite one was actually Portland, Maine. Portland, Maine, the Hearts of Pine up there, of course, coached by former City 2 coach Bobby Murphy. But they have cool jerseys, they have a cool identity, and it's Maine. It is a very rural state with nothing but pine trees and good people, basically. And it's just like, you're talking about that community vibe, you know, like they have it up there in spades. Like we have Amsterdam Tavern here. They have a place called the Portland Zoo. and it is basically two sheds that are that basically they've made into a soccer bar. Like it is everything that I love about like local community type of soccer, and these are fans that they love their club. They love that they finally have a professional club that is their own, that is not tied to the umbilical that is Boston, because all their clubs like baseball and basketball, they're always a minor league affiliate of some club in Boston. And people there are kind of like tired of that. So it's like now they have their own thing. And so I think that's really cool.
Cool. What's the hardest thing about content creation, or your biggest challenge that you wish people would understand?
I would say it's a tie of two things. Number one is, and something you can relate to, is editing. Because like if I'm recording, like let's just say for instance I'm doing next Saturday I'm going to be in Vancouver for St. Louis City. I'll vlog the game, and then afterwards I'm going to have about 150 video clips that I have to sort through and put together in a way that makes sense, that is flashy, that isn't jank, and that takes days sometimes. It just depends. Like I know with this Marshall Islands thing, I'm doing that a little differently. I'm going to try to be a little more creative on that and maybe make it less about the game, but that's going to take time to make as well.
Because you have to do more outside the line.
Yeah, and so it becomes a bit of a grind. That's like the only part of what I do that feels like work. And then the other thing is, and I put this, it's on the same level, but just it's a little different. When I worked in news, I always thought that my number one Achilles heel was interviews.
Okay.
Like one-on-one interviews, like sitting down and talking to an interview subject. I struggled with that so bad because I grew up with a speech impediment. I was very shy, introverted, and so there would be times when I'd be interviewing someone and I would just lock up mentally, and so that is something, like if you have watched any of my videos from games lately, one thing that I've been doing a lot more of is interviews. That is literally me forcing myself to figure it out. Figure it out.
To get out of your comfort zone, right?
Get out of the comfort zone, and as we said earlier, get those reps in, get the practice in, because that's the only way you're going to get better. So it's been a bit of a challenge for me to improve my interview skills, and so that's I would say those two things.
Yeah. And what's something you will want people to understand about content creation? Like, how hard is it?
It's more than just being on a camera and talking.
Because some people think that you just fucking flip it on and then you can start talking, and,
exactly,
and then you become famous.
And the sad thing is there are content creators that think it is just that simple, and they put out bad work, and that shows. And then they wonder, like, what do my videos not have any views? Well, it's because you don't put the effort into them. That's why.
So now that you're saying that, what about if you put all the effort and you still don't see the results that you want? How do you keep going after that?
I try new things. If I put out there's been videos I've done, like let's just say for instance, just use an example, I went to the NWSL Championship last year in Kansas City, the Women's League, and it was a great game, and I had some good interviews, and I thought it was good content, and it flatlined on views. Like it just people weren't into it, and so I'm thinking, like, first of all, second up, that's the first thing. Literally, I make a zombie grumble. But then the second thing is like, okay, what can I do different? Because it's like it's like the old saying: if you don't succeed, try again. But don't do the same thing you did before. Do my videos need to be shorter? Do they need to be snappier? Could I do this? It always is a challenge, and you get these in this content creation business where you find yourself in a rut, or you're just not getting the results you want. And so it is kind of good, I think, when you're a content creator, to have these struggles, because you get better that way. You learn how to do things differently. And then when you see the results, you feel great, because it's like, hey, your idea worked. It's like me coming up with a chant for Rowan Berkey. It's like, hey, this idea worked.
I just feel like the internet, it's a weird place.
It is.
Because sometimes you put a lot of effort.
Man, depends what you Googled. Yeah, it would be really weird.
No, I feel like sometimes you put a lot of effort in certain videos, and like you're saying, they don't get as many views.
Yeah.
But then you make a stupid ass shot here and there, and it gets a bunch of fucking views, and you're like, really? I put no effort to this, and it gets a bunch of views.
Exactly.
And this other video I spent so many hours editing, and it got nothing.
Yeah.
So internet is a weird place.
Yeah, I remember like when I started vlogging last year, so like I didn't even want to be a vlogger for my channel. Like I was, because I didn't want to be that guy at games. But then I found it easier when we were in the CONCACAF against Houston. Like it was a midweek, it was late at night, and I'm like, you know what? I'm probably gonna edit this a lot better and quicker if I vlogged it versus like just sitting down and talking about it. So I went to Houston for the second leg of the CONCACAF, and I thought for sure people were just going to be all over that because it's like, hey, people like living vicariously through you know, like YouTube bloggers and stuff like that. So it's like, hey, I'm taking them to Houston with me. Yeah, and it flatlined, and partly because it was a bad game. Yeah, it was an absolutely just detestable game. So you just but then that's where I learned. It's like, okay, maybe it's not you so much. It just ended up being a bad game, and people just weren't interested.
Yeah. And how do you find a balance between content creator and your regular life?
Well, you just become the content creator, and you just don't have a life.
And a cat. You have a cat.
And have a cat. Don't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you have to feed the cat, you know, make sure, you know, and all that. But no, it's I almost kind of look at it as like, you know, because spoiler alert, Tom Franklin's not my real name.
No?
No. I'm like Super Santo, I'm not going to tell you what my real name is.
Yeah,
But-
keep it secret.
Yeah, keep it secret, keep it safe.
Yeah.
Like Gandalf. But no,
Tom Cruise.
But it.
Tom Cruise.
But part of the reason.
Tommy Jerry.
Tommy Jerry.
Yeah.
That sounds like a better one. But go ahead.
Well, my cat ate Jerry, so.
Tommy Jerry, yeah.
No more Jerry. No more Jerry. Rest in peace. But no, being Tom Franklin is almost kind of like an actor stepping into a role, you know, a little bit. It's two separate things, basically. It creates a division between real me and Tom Franklin. And so that's really helped, you know, in terms of, like, as you said, finding that balance is that, you know, I have to be myself sometimes and I have to be Tom Franklin at times, which there's really not much of a difference in personality between the two. It's just a way for me to keep that separate.
Yeah, because if you meet us without the mask, have you done it?
Yeah.
We're the same people.
Yeah. Oh, you could be like my dad, you know. So my dad was a newsman in the 70s for KPLR here in St. Louis.
Okay.
And so he had an on-air name, Bill Thomas. Then his real name, which is also my name, which I'm not going to tell you. But then he had, and then close.
Alejandro.
But then there are people in this town that do not know him by his real name or Bill Thomas at the time. They knew him as Willie T. Harmon from Potosi. Because after he would get done with the news at 10 o'clock, he would rush up to North County and hang out with like all the biker bars up there, and everyone knew him as Willie T. Harmon from Potosi.
Cool. So he had many personalities, pretty much.
And literally, it like you know, he told me, like, you know, basically, yeah, Bill Thomas was one person.
And
he
which
was
one was the
another.
most interesting one?
I never met Willie T. Harmon, so I don't know, but I would say Bill Thomas just because, you know, because of the stories he had.
Tom, if you want to go back 2 years ago when you, or 18 months, or when you started do the
18 months, yeah.
18 months when you started do the podcast, you would prefer put your mask or just keep what you face? What do you, if you can go back to 18 months ago?
Like, are you saying, like, should I like wearing a mask or
or like a used mask and like nobody know you?
No, I'm not that worried about my identity so much because again, I've already created Tom Franklin, so like that was my old radio name, so I just carried it over. So it's like,
Besides, since if you can go 18 months back, you prefer when I use mask?
I'm good. I'm good with how I started that off. Like it's for me, like my name is kind of like, you know, Clark Kent's glasses, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, it's like, you know, that alias and what you see, you know, on camera. That's that's what I created, you know, and it's a little different from me, the real person, and that's enough for me.
Yeah.
That's enough for me.
As a regular person, are you friendly? Are you like, do you talk to people easily or not?
Oh no, I'm an absolute unbearable jackass.
Because usually whenever I don't have the mask, I'm pretty quiet.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. I'm very introverted. Like, I'm very quiet, very introverted. I like solitude. You know, I'm a bit of a loner, admittedly, and that's just kind of just how I am.
Yeah, because to me, the mask, that's what it gives me confidence to talk to strangers.
That's that's what Soccer Zombie gives me. You know, and it's like
Ask guapo.
So and you know, the reason I wear jerseys isn't just a shameless, you know, way to make money, which yeah, it is a little bit, but so. My cousin in Tulsa, who I'm actually going to see this weekend, I went to cover a FC Tulsa game last year, and she was there with me, and she noticed how people were approaching me and like, oh, are you a YouTuber? Are you a content creator? And like, you know, she thought that was really cool. But then on the car ride back, she's like, Tom, you should have something that says who you are, you know, like something with your branding on it. And I'm like, you're right. And so like
That's the reason we make those masks. Each mask, they got something for personally.
Well, exactly, because like everyone knows Super Santo. Everyone knows Super Santo, but they don't know the real you. You know, and they, I mean, you know, and like
Juan
and
Juan Gabriel.
exactly, Don Juan.
Yeah, Don Juan. That's close. That's close.
Don Juan, but it also like another challenge that I had is again shy, introverted as a person. You went El Santo on us. You when he pulled his mask up.
Yeah. So as a fun fact, there was one episode where we had I think it was Santi or I can't remember who it was.
No,
Hector.
Cascarita Sagrada.
Yeah, it was Hector. You know Hector.
Yeah.
Okay. And he was changing mask over and over again, and in many shots he was showing his face.
Ooh.
So, but I edited it out.
You protected Clark Kent's real identity. Nice.
Sure did.
Nice.
He gave me a lot of work that one day.
Yeah, but like one thing that Soccer Zombie does help is that, again, I'm shy, introverted. Like I do a lot of, you know, I approach people at games, and for me, the real person, that's hard to do. Like I have a bit of social anxiety. I don't like bothering people just in general, just as a general principle. Like when I was in high school, for instance, my favorite day of when I was in high school prior to the day was going home.
Yeah.
Basically, that was basically me. But like, if I'm wearing a Soccer Zombie jersey, people look at it and they say, "Oh, this guy is like a content creator or something like that." It breaks the ice a little bit, you know. And it's just and it's probably the same for you guys with your mask. Is that like, you know, you guys are characters. You know, you're interesting. People want to know you. It's kind of the same thing with Soccer Zombie.
With me, kind of, they always call me Rey Mysterio, and I'm like, nah, I'm not Rey Mysterio.
I mean,
Call me Nacho Libre.
Nacho Libre.
Oh, Papacito Piernas Largas.
Yeah, they had called me Nacho Libre. I'm like, dude, I'm not even.
I mean,
that
Santo's wearing a mask that's almost like a Mysterio mask.
Yeah.
I mean, the eyes are kind of.
Because I'm hiding my eyes now.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to see what I see.
I don't want to see what I see.
Yeah, he's trying to hide his identity a little better, right?
He's seen some things.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Some balls really close to his face.
For guapo.
Okay, I got one last question.
Okay.
What has been your favorite project that you have worked on so far?
Well, I haven't done it yet. It's the Marshall Islands.
I'm
I'm really looking forward to this one. I think the way I'm gonna do it's different. It's gonna be more interpersonal. You know, talking to the players. You know, I got a couple interviews lined up, and it's just telling a story of this small nuclear ravaged island nation finding its footing in not just the game of soccer, but just in life in general, in Arkansas of all places. I love stories like that, and I would say that, and also the non-league series I did this year for the local clubs, just because I know that it made such an impact for those clubs and for those players. You know, just to get that exposure and just knowing that what I'm doing is valued.
Yeah.
You work for Ambush too? You're working for Ambush too, right?
I don't do it. No, not Ambush. Not Ambush. No,
I thought he said Amish. I'm like,
No,
Amish.
Ambush.
Hey, you know what? I can see those Amish dudes. And that's why they drive those carrots really slow.
Yeah, I thought he was meaning Amish, and I'm like, Amish plays soccer?
Ambush.
you know what? I mean, they probably could. They'd probably be decent at it.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
mean,
thinking.
they
have a lot of shit to do when
they-
they're commuting.
I mean, they're always like raising barns and like
You know what? I was in
oper-
Illinois a month ago to watch the. I seen some zoo you can drive in and watch the animals in Illinois.
Yeah.
It was close to the Amish
Community?
Community. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
what-
I never saw the people, and
Really?
I see. Then I drive
The
cars.
buggies?
yeah.
They drive the
buggies.
Horses.
horses.
Yeah, the horse carriages.
Yeah,
So
I like it.
Before I returned to St. Louis, I lived in northern Indiana, and there's a lot of Mennonite Amish up there, and so like it would be very common. Like if you're traveling between Fort Wayne and South Bend, you'll go through Amish country, and like you'll have to like slow down because there's a horse and buggy in front of you. You know that can't quite get over because the road's not.
It only has 1 horsepower.
Literally, and
Almost because this is the last like.
exactly.
That's
Okay,
cool.
that's all the questions I got. What about you?
No, I think I'm good. The
I'm
only
good.
thing is, remember, ask them. Do they have pictures of Godzilla? That's all. What
I will
Save
find
them
out
for
that.
me,
I will
okay.
find out. It will go
Yes.
on all my social media
Yes.
if I find
Like
Godzilla
Godzilla.
starting in goal.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm telling. That's Godzilla.
Me, I wanna say, I want you to tell me 10 difficult Spanish words.
The most difficult?
Talking about soccer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 10 words in
10
Spanish.
in Spanish
about
talking
football.
about soccer.
10. Okay.
Well, first one.
Me.
No.
No,
Spanish
no,
word,
in
Oh,
Spanish.
you're talking about.
talking about soccer.
Okay.
Like words that
words
are
in
complicated to
Spanish.
pronounce?
Yeah, like a
And soccer.
arbitro.
Oh, okay.
Like names or
No,
Just
No,
words in
just
general
words.
about
Words.
soccer.
words about soccer? I mean, the only one that I'm thinking like is coming to mind right now is Golazzo.
The referee.
My Duolingo is like failing me so hard right
No
now.
worries, no worries.
It is
Or
so
just
bad.
say 10 words.
All right, 10 words in general. Okay, biblioteca.
Hold on. Why all Americans know biblioteca?
Because that's what we learn in school.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. I always wonder
That's
that.
how we-
Yeah.
Cerveza.
Yeah.
2.
If I want really good bread, I need some pan.
Uh-huh.
Also, baño because we've been going for a while. I could use one.
You're gonna use one after.
I could use one. Autobus, which of course it's not just a bus. It's autobus. What else? We'll just some random words here. I know I've got some.
You're gonna remember a bunch of them when
Yeah.
you're.
Oh, I just need to hang out with you guys. And
Yeah, well, when you're gonna be
I'll-
driving, and like, fuck it.
How the fuck did I forget that word?
You have texted it because I have seen
Yeah.
your texts.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Of course. This is soda, not leche. Not leche.
6.
Not leche. Or cerveza. Cerveza. Tequila. No tequila.
8.
Yeah. And then okay. Nueve. And Diaz.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we done that in the stadium. Like,
Yeah.
tell me 3 words in Spanish, and people have done that.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez. I really do know more Spanish. It's just that my brain's not working.
It's because
right
you
now.
put on the spot. That's why.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Yeah, I put on this penalty spot and I did a stutter step.
Yeah.
Next time we're gonna have a lie detector and we're gonna
Yeah.
plug him in and
Yeah.
do electric shocks and we will think you're saying the truth.
Well, anyways, thank you so
anyways.
much for
Thank
accepting.
you, Tom.
All
Thank
right.
you, not Tom.
Yeah, Tom. Tom, not Tom.
Tom Franklin.
Yeah, but I can tell you for real, you're an inspiration for us to keep on going on this content creation because I've been seeing your posts and how you feel sometimes like you want to give up. And that's us pretty much. So there's sometimes that we just want to give up. But there's something, and I bet you it's just the game, the passion for the game that keeps us going. And then at the end of the day, we just do this for fun.
Yeah.
So
Well, because in the end, you know what it all comes down to? If not me, who?
exactly.
And with you guys, it's
Another
like, you know,
pendejo.
like
Another pendejo.
Yeah, another one.
No,
Yeah.
oh no.
Yeah, but there's no
other three pendejos like us.
Yeah.
No, just in the Leagues Cup apparently.
Yeah.
Just in the Leagues Cup.
Yeah.
Those pendejos, but no, you guys have inspired me. You inspired me just in this show because now you've told me I need to hit the Duolingo a little harder now. You know,
And then he gave you 2 ideas. Remember about that?
That's right. Go find the old open cups.
Yeah. But anyways, thank you so much. Thank you for being our first guest in English. We really try our best, but also me, I feel like I'm being put on the spot.
Yeah.
So I'm a little nervous.
Thank you.
Yeah, muchas gracias. Me habla español muy poco. Se habla inglés. Muy bien.
Adios. Well, anyways, if you like this video, don't forget to leave your like, leave a comment for Franklin or for everybody.
Yeah.
And don't forget to share, click the subscribe video.
Not yet. We're not going yet.
What?
Oh.
We're gonna talk a little bit about the city.
No, we're not have to. See ya!
No mames, güey. Yo te presentar mi regalo que me dieron, güey.
Oh! Hold on.
Espérense, güey.
Super Santo got a reward.
What is this?
No, what is it?
So, déjale decirles un poquito. El sábado fuimos al festival One World Fest.
Yeah,
Que me llevaron me dieron un award.
Ajá, un award.
A huevos.
Huevos.
Que yo no me lo esperaba. La verdad, yo no me lo esperaba. Yo fui como engañado. Porque yo se iba a dar a otra persona. Entonces,
Bueno, siempre engaño.
me agarraron y me dieron este regalito ahí, los del festival. Que se los enseño. Dice Award Standing Community Service Super Santo STL.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so long story short, he was invited to a festival.
Okay.
And they invited him because they wanted him to present an award to somebody else.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's what he told me too.
Yeah, so he said, I'm just gonna go and do this award ceremony, whatever, and then we're gonna leave to the game because it was Saturday.
Yeah.
So they called him up to present the award, and it turned out that the award was for him.
Oh.
But it's not only that. That award is because we do the kick of the cancer.
And you helped us, actually. You did help us with the video.
I got the word out. Yep.
Thank you.
This one is everything for kick of the cancer. But when they give it to me, I say, it's not just me. We got 2 more crazy guys.
Yeah.
And I say, this
And
is
a bunch of people that have helped us.
people.
A lot of people.
Yep.
All the 12 plus 2.
for all the people they help us to.
Well, and you know that kick for cancer gave me an inspiration because this is the first time I'm announcing this anywhere. But October 4th, St. Louis is on the road at Austin, and I'm going to do a special watch along at Pat Connolly Tavern in Dogtown, and I am going to use that to raise school supplies for schools, because we all like to think this time of year is when you go to the store and get all your books and all your supplies, and that's when all the teachers need all their supplies. But it's a year-round thing.
Yeah.
So by the time the winter comes, they're still going to need these things.
But I would donate something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we can always do.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool then.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
But that was one of the inspirations. What you did last year for the kids with the soccer balls,
and it's still going because we ended up with a lot of balls.
Really?
Well, yeah, we have balls, but I mean, like kind of balls, but we do. Have
I always tell
balls.
everybody we were expecting 5, 10 the most, and we have a whole lot. We don't know what to do with them no more.
There's a lot of balls at this table right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty cool. Okay, super. Now we can finish it.
Yeah, let's go.
Adios.
The new word for Super Santo is let's go. No, it's let's go.
Let's go. Ajá,
Let's go.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista, bitches.
¿Y dónde está el baño?